Apartments in Turkey were reduced to rubble in that 7.8 quake that hit earlier this month. Many are still missing. Nearly 2 weeks after the quake, survivors are still being found. The air and water in East Palestine, Ohio is being called safe, according to Governor Mike DeWine after EPA testing. But as Jim Forbes tells us, people in the village have been complaining of illness and animals dying after a train derailment February 3rd.
Earlier this month, a train carrying toxic chemicals derailed in the eastern Ohio town, causing a massive fire and prompting evacuations. Members of the community were allowed to return a week later, and some say they have developed rashes, sore throats, headaches, and nausea. Medical experts from the Department of Health and Human Services will be arriving next week to set up a clinic.
The 5 former Memphis police officers charged in the death of Tyree Nichols have all pled not guilty. Nichols, the black man who died 3 days after a confrontation with police caught on camera during a traffic stop that left him severely injured. At a hearing Friday, the judge said the defendants are entitled to a fair trial and asked for patience as the case proceeds. A suspect's in custody after 6 were killed in a series of shootings in northwest Mississippi. Police say 52-year-old Richard Dale Crumbs facing murder charges in connection with that shooting rampage Friday morning in Tate County, just south of Memphis. They say the shooting spree started in the parking lot of a grocery store in Arkabutla where 2 people were killed. A judge has issued a nationwide order banning Starbucks from firing union supporters. U.S. District Judge Mark Goldsmith ruled that a barista in Michigan who was fired from her position in April has to be offered her job back with no penalties. The barista claims she was fired for labor organizing. Starbucks says she was let go because she left work early. Scott Carr, NBC News Radio.
Maybe you're not one of those frequent flyers, but sometimes you just want to hit the beach or see your new granddaughter or go to that out-of-state wedding. Whatever the reason for your getaway, if it involves flying in the U.S. or visiting a military base after May 7th, 2025, you'll need a Kentucky Real ID driver's license or an ID that is Real ID compliant. Make a plan to get your Kentucky Real ID now. Go to realidky.com.
The Kentucky Department for Community-Based Services is hiring. DCBS invites you to be part of an inclusive team of caring professionals that helps all Kentucky families through a rewarding career in family support or social services. They have job openings in their county offices across the state and offer great benefits like hybrid work schedule, competitive salary, paid holidays, and many opportunities for training and promotions, plus state employee discounts. Go online to chfs.ky.gov and enter DCBS jobs in the search field. It's a new day at DCBS. Join them, an equal opportunity employer, MFD.
4 U.S. troops were wounded in a helicopter raid that killed an ISIS leader in Syria on Friday. The 4 are part of U.S. Special Operations Forces. U.S. Central Command says 3 of the soldiers and a working dog are receiving treatment in a U.S. medical facility in Iraq. A 4th has been released from the hospital. A new security plan in New York City to install cameras and buzzers in most city schools is getting a green light. Though Natalie Migliori reports from New York, there is some pushback over costs.
The electronic system that allows schools to remotely control the front door lock was piloted at PS 28 in Queens, where Robert Quintana is the principal.
It allows us time to see who's coming in, who should be coming in, and who shouldn't.
The city voted to spend $43 million to install the mechanisms in 1,300 school buildings. Critics say it's a lot of taxpayer money and they want to hold off to hear more. Most panel members who voted in favor of the plan are Mayor Adams appointees, with Chancellor David Banks noting front doors at city schools are currently manned by an unarmed safety agent, adding the goal is to fortify that system. I'm Natalie Migliori.
Further interest rate hikes will likely be needed to bring down inflation. That's according to Richmond Fed President Thomas Barkin this week, though he adds he's unsure how many more rate hikes might be needed. He says progress has been made in cooling off the U.S. economy, but hasn't cooled off sufficiently enough to start lowering interest rates again. The Damien Chazelle-directed film Babylon is getting its Paramount Plus release date.
If you could go anywhere in the whole world, where would you go? Yes.
The film is about the Hollywood scene in the 1920s and the transition from silent films to talkies. Starring Brad Pitt, Margot Robbie, Diego Calva, and Lucas Haas, the movie was a major disappointment at the box office, making just over $56 million at the global box office on a budget of $80 million.
We've got to innovate. We've got to inspire.
Babylon hits Paramount Plus on Tuesday. Scott Carr, NBC News Radio.
This is a Hometown Radio Network information update. Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear has been permanently banned from Russia. A new list posted last week on the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of the Russian Federation website shows 77 new U.S. citizens that are permanently banned from Russia. WTVQ reports that number 6 on that list of 77 is Andrew Andy Graham Beshear. Beshear did issue a statement earlier this week saying that being banned from Russia won't deter him from standing up for what's right. Also on that list was Eleanor McConnell, the daughter of Senator Mitch McConnell. Boyle, Mercer, Garrett, and Lincoln counties are among 13 counties that'll be the beneficiary of a spaying and neutering clinic grant. The Bluegrass Area Development District announced it received a grant worth $250,000 to continue spaying and neutering cats. It's the 4th year that the grant, known as the Bluegrass Cat Project, has been awarded. So far, the foundation has spayed or neutered more than 7,600 cats, and this $250,000 grant will cover around 3,000 more cats. I'm Joe Mathis.
Farmers National Bank has been helping local businesses since 1879. We offer checking accounts to fit your business's needs. Farmers National Bank accounts have many free services, and we can help your business save money and grow. Call us at 866-888-0220 and ask for Blake Mason, who can give you a free review. Farmers National Bank, your lifetime bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hey everybody, this is Derek Gray with the Mercer County Tourist Commission, and we are excited for the launch of our new app, Visit Mercer County KY. Head on over to the App Store, type in Visit Mercer County KY. You should see the new city logo with the navy background and the white H. Home screen here has attractions, food and drink, lodging, to-do, events, my plan, login, notifications, and tutorials. We are excited about the new app, and whether you're a local or a visitor, we hope this enhances your experience when you come to Mercer County.
Breakfast with the Basketball Coaches is this Saturday morning on WHBN, live from the Old Bus Station Restaurant. Join Gary True and Todd Davis at 9 o'clock as they have the coaches of the boys and girls basketball teams of both Mercer County and Bergen. Get the latest news on the teams right from the coaches. Breakfast with the Basketball Coaches of the Old Bus Station Restaurant is brought to you by Jamie Dunn Shelter Insurance, Farmers National Bank, 101 Business Solutions, and Big Deals Online Store. Tune in and hear the latest on high school basketball Saturday mornings on WHBN 99.5 FM and 1420 AM.
The WHBN weather forecast is brought to you by Horn Home Supply, a trusted name for quality service and a fair price for over 40 years. See Matt Horn at Horn Home Supply in Harrodsburg, South College Street.
Sunny today, a high of 48 this afternoon. Increasing clouds tonight, low 34. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, gradually becoming sunny, a high of 57. Sunday night, partly cloudy and breezy, low around 43. A 20% chance of showers on Washington's birthday.
Welcome to Gardening with James. Learn how to start your own garden, grow your own food, and live a healthier lifestyle. Food can be a medicine for the body, or it can cause high blood pressure or other health issues by not eating right. This show is packed full of tips and information, as well as special guest interviews from around the country, and is designed to make gardening simple, fun, and frugal for the whole family. Call James with your questions and problems now at 734-4321. Now, let's go in the garden with your host, James Ross.
All right, here we go on another great Saturday morning. One thing for sure, you're going to have to scrape them windows, or you're going to have to let your car run for a little while because it's frosty out there. We've had some crazy weather. Just the other day, it rained all day long. Then it dropped down to, 32 degrees, and then it stayed, 34 degrees most of the day. And today is, woke up and it's 28 degrees. So we're all over the place, but I think the sunshine is coming, and I think things are going to get better. Today I've got a special guest, Roger Fox from the Shepherd House here in Danville. It's one of the places where we had put the raised beds in. And Roger, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, James. I'm like you. I really appreciate that sun and warmth we had a few days ago.
Oh, yeah, 70-something degrees.
Oh, yeah, I'm ready for it.
Yeah, anytime now. Tell us a little bit about you. Tell us a little bit about, and then we can go into the Shepherd House and what you do.
Yeah, so my name is Roger Fox. I'm the health services coordinator for the Shepherd's House. I'm also a lead clinician in our long-term program in Lexington. I'm from this area. I'm a Lincoln County boy, but I claim Danville and Boyle County as my home. They've really adopted me in the last 8 years of my life and have invested in me and made me into the man I believe that I am today. So, I'm a person in long-term recovery. Mm-hmm. I went through the Shepherd's House in 2015. I was released from prison and I had burned all my bridges, like a lot of people, active addiction early on in my life, and always just wanted to feel connected to something, and just couldn't ever really find my place as a kid and through high school and stuff like that. But when I found drugs and alcohol, I finally felt like in my mind, I was like, all right, I belong with these people. Okay. And I believe that lie that I told myself for 10, 12, 13 years.
Yeah,
and
me too.
Eventually it landed me in prison, and I had to look at some hard facts about myself and where I was at in my life and what I wanted and where I was going and where I was currently at. And, really I believe that God put me on this path to end up at the Shepherd's House, and since then, just amazing things have been able to happen in my life. I've been able to reconnect with my children and build relationships again with my family, and be there and be supportive and find a career that I love, and more importantly, find a community that I love and that loves me, and to be able to build that together and to come home and to be able to run a program here in Danville for the Shepherd's House for the last 6 years has been such an amazing experience.
Yeah, well, as we've talked offline, hey, I've been down that road. I probably should have been in jail. Yeah. But I was fortunate enough not to. Yeah. Because I'm like you, I was out there and I'm like you, I was looking for something, didn't know what it was and how I was going to make myself fit in, and things just come upon us one day that you got to make that change, and it takes a lot of people to help.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that was what was so different for me when I ended up at the Shepherd's House in 2015, because like I said, I was always looking for this place and these people, and the people that I would find weren't ever loving and supportive the way that I needed. I didn't even know that I needed it or that I was even open to accepting love and support like that.
Right.
But when I walked through those doors and those men were just like me and they were struggling just like me, and they were doing it one day at a time. Yeah. I knew that I was onto something there. And as the program went on, it's a 12-month program there, so I was there for a year. And life's ups and downs can hit you. You know, loss of loved ones or family members, and to see men come around me and pick me up and carry me through some of the worst times of my life and show me how to live no matter what happens. Yeah. That changed my whole perspective on this thing.
Yeah, because it took a little lady in San Francisco to take me under her wings and say, hey, I can help you, and let me show you what I see that can help you. And she took me out into the community and she showed me, things that I probably already knew, but I didn't see it in the same light. And, before you know it, she had me digging in the dirt, as a therapy. And, she had me talking to people that I normally wouldn't talk to. And, right. Didn't know what to say half the time, but she kind of mentored me through, I guess, about 10 years of changing my ways. And, and like I told you, but every time I had a child, that kind of fixed some of the problem because now I didn't have the money. Yeah. And by the time I got to 2 or 3 kids, I really didn't have no money. And by the time I got to 5 kids, I didn't have any money, so that kind of helped me also. But like I said, that garden and being around people who'd been there before me, showed me that, hey, you can change.
Yeah. And so before I ended up at the Shepherd's House, I had never really been a person that could be employable. I couldn't manage my addiction and a job and a family and all these things. And by the time that I got into that program, I had a job that I really loved. Now, it was a job where I was on my own. I was driving this truck around for this company. This guy took a chance on me. up in Lexington. He had started his own business, and he built hardwood stairs. And this guy named John, he took a chance on me and gave me a job. He shouldn't have. I mean, I'm on parole. I have no good employable history, any of these things. But he took a real chance on me, and then I graduated the Shepherd's House program, and I was still working for John and delivering these hardwood stairs. And one day, out of the blue, the CEO of the Shepherd's House calls me, and he'd only been with the organization for about 16 months, and he called me and said, "Hey, I want you to come and work for me." Mm-hmm. And I don't know what he's seen in me or what he thought he was doing whenever he offered me a job, but that moment changed my life because I knew I was supposed to work with guys like me that were showing up at the house. You know? Okay. And since that time, like I said a minute ago, my life has changed. I've worked in a lot of different roles for the Shepherd's House, and in 2017, Boyle County was kind of in a crisis at their jail. They had 400 inmates in the jail, and it's about a 180-person jail. And Barry Harmon was the jailer at the time, and Harold McKinney was the judge executive, and we were kind of in crisis. They really didn't know what to do. We knew we had a drug and alcohol problem. We knew we had an addiction problem in this community, and they were trying to find a solution for it. They wanted to help people get out of jail and get some treatment, and the Shepherd's House was able to partner with the county, Boyle and Mercer counties, and the jail to start a treatment program here. And the CEO called me and said, "Hey, I want you to go home and help run this program." Mm-hmm. And came back to Danville, and since that time, we've been able to create a lot of change in over 500 people's lives.
Wow. Yeah. That's good stuff. Yeah, that's good stuff. I tell you what, let me get my break out the way. Then we'll come back and we'll talk more about the Shepherd House, and that's good stuff.
Thanks, man.
I like that. Okay, we'll be right back. Let's get the commercials out the way and pay the bills.
Big deals. 1, 2, 3. Oh, hi, Jenny here. Just counting all the dollars I saved at my local Big Deals online store. What? You haven't saved yet? Get on it. You'll love the great selection of gift certificates at discount prices. They make great gifts, too. And you can shop right from your phone. Nothing satisfies like counting all those savings. Now let me get back to it. 6, 7, 8.
Go to hometownlive.net to shop and save at the Big Deals online store. You can also find links to download the free Big Deals Media app for your phone. Works on Apple and Android cells. Shop quickly and access all your mobile Big Deal certificates easily for redemption. You can also easily send a mobile certificate to someone else to use via email. Check it out and join the thousands that save with Big Deal certificates to local businesses.
Shop and save with Big Deals at hometownlive.net. That's hometownlive.net.
This is Danny Lynn, owner of Royal Flush Piping. We use the craftsmanship of yesterday and the technology of today to solve all your plumbing needs. Hydrojetting, sewer camera, leak detection, and line locations. So, if you're looking for a plumber you can trust, pick up the phone and call Royal Flush. 859-319-1286. 859-319-1286. And remember, you can't beat a Royal Flush.
Royal Flush Piping, 859-319-1286.
If you're looking for a better dental experience, Dr. Jennifer Nichols' goal is always to provide each and every patient with the very best dental care in the most genuine and caring manner possible. Their office is a friendly atmosphere that will immediately put your family at ease. Their professional staff will help you feel welcome and comfortable every time you enter their office as they strive to provide the highest standard of personalized dental care in a gentle and efficient way. For an appointment, visit Dr. Jennifer Nichols. She's on North College Street. Call 734-5111. See how different a dental experience can be with Dr. Jennifer Nichols.
This is Goldie Goldsmith McNary, inviting you to join me each week for What's Happening Goldie, a talk show that features interesting people about interesting things. We'll learn how to stay healthy and keep fit, and we'll explore the world of entertainment. So join me for What's Happening Goldie.
What's Happening Goldie every Wednesday at 10:05 a.m. and Saturday at 8:30 a.m. on WHBN 1420 a.m. and 99.5 FM.
This WHBN weather forecast is brought to you by Ransdell Funeral Chapel. Our goal is and always will be to provide the best value in funeral service available. Exceptional care from a trusted family name, Ransdell Funeral Chapel.
Sunny today, a high of 48 this afternoon. Increasing clouds tonight, low 34. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, gradually becoming sunny, a high of 57. Sunday night, partly cloudy and breezy, low around 43. A 20% chance of showers on Washington's birthday.
Welcome back to Gardening with James. If you have questions, feel free to call the station or email spreadingcompost@gmail.com.
I guess if I turn the mics on, that would help. But yeah, we're back in the garden, and today, like I said, we're talking to Roger Fox from the Shepherd House, and you know, Danville and Boyle County and Mercer County. You know, we know there's issues out there, and we know that there's people who deserve to be in recovery. You know, and you know, so we're hoping that you know, this conversation with Roger could help, you know, somebody out there. So, you know, we got about another 6 or 7 minutes. So let's talk a little bit about the Shepherd House.
Sure. Yeah, so the Shepherd's House is a 501c3 nonprofit founded in 1989 up in Lexington. Some members of Good Shepherd's Episcopal Church got together and wanted to do something because they knew that there wasn't a safe place for people that were returning to our community to live and to be able to stay sober and find employment and all of these things. So we did that, and for the first 25, 26 years of our existence, we did one thing, and that was house men in a long-term program. 2015, 2016, we got a new CEO, and he really loved the Shepherd's House model. We believe in home, health, community, and purpose. We believe that if we can address those four things in an individual, we can kind of help create change in their lives, or at least give them the tools to create change in their own lives. We believe that that's important.
Yeah.
So like I was saying a few minutes ago, you know, the Boyle County program got started, our community impact treatment program here on 3rd Street, and we serve 40 men inside of the detention center in Boyle County that are from all over the state that are serving state prison time. And we're able to provide them with substance use treatment. Here in Danville on 3rd Street in our community impact treatment program, we provide treatment in a very intensive outpatient setting. So our clients come to us 5 days a week. They receive individual and group therapy, peer support, targeted case management. But we also focus on things like employment and education. And we partner with the Hope Network and James Hunn to provide job skills and incentives for our clients to get employment and stay employed. So you can earn up to $1,000 while you're in our program just for getting a job and staying on it.
Really?
Yeah, we
That's
partner
an incentive.
with Boyle County Adult Education to motivate our clients to get their GEDs while in our program.
Right.
Because we believe that anything you can do to better yourself puts another hook in you to help you to achieve long-term sobriety. In the last year and a half or 2 years, we've been able to provide housing for women here in our community. The Boyle County Industrial Foundation really believed in the Shepherd's House mission, and they invested in us first over 2 years ago to provide a house out on Lebanon Road for women to create this program. And since then, we've moved out of that house and expanded the program. We can serve about 17 women here in Boyle County and provide them with housing, treatment, employment, things like that.
Wow.
Really help them build a good, strong foundation for the rest of their lives. And we've seen incredible success out of that program.
Mm-hmm.
And currently, we are operating a Jails to Jobs program. So going inside of the jail and working with county inmates, individuals that are from Boyle and Mercer County, and meeting them where they're at inside of the jail, helping them identify barriers in their lives, whether that's a Social Security card or an ID or employment or housing, and being able to transition them out successfully into our community. Because we believe that if we can engage people in there, like I said, their chances of staying sober and being successful in life and moving on to bigger and better things just increases.
That's good stuff because, well, I'm glad that you mentioned the women, you know, because we also know that women, they struggle too.
Yeah, and actually the female population is the fastest rising incarcerated population in the country.
Really?
So female incarceration is on the rise, and there's the stigma that's attached to women going to treatment. You know, James, if Roger has 2 kids and he decides that he needs to go to treatment and spend 12 months in treatment today, people are going to say he needs to go and get his life together. But if a woman does that and she has to leave her 2 kids for 12 months to go to treatment to get her life together, they're going to say she's a bad mom or all of this stuff. So there's such a stigma attached to that we're trying to break, and our communities really embrace that.
Well, good.
And has been supportive of these women and gave them jobs and invested in them, mentorship and, church and all of these things to really create change in their lives.
Yeah, because, it happens, because I was telling one of the guys from the Boyle County Correction the other day when we was talking, I was telling him, I said, bad things happen to good people. Yeah. And it wasn't intentional. Yeah. But somehow or another they got, like I say, they met up with these people, called them, he called them friend or she called them friend, and then before you know it, you're strung out. Yeah. And it wasn't intentional.
No. But we believe that once you get a hold of this feeling of recovery and sobriety, that it's so important to figure out how to keep it. And we really believe that you can't keep it unless you give it away. So that's why we're so excited about your gardens and being at the Shepherd's House with these amazing gardens that you all have been able to provide us, and the plans for, I think, what we're going to be able to do this year with those gardens.
Yeah, because what was the lady's name that was in the office when we was talking?
Fallon Carnes.
Yeah, she was, talking about, the therapy of it, where you can actually get in and because once you get into the dirt, because there's something about dirt. Yeah. Or the soil that kind of releases something in your brain that says, hey, it's just me and you. Mm-hmm. Let's get this done, and then you can step back and you can look at it, and it's an accomplishment. Once you get it in the ground and then you start to see it grow, just like, when we teach kids, kids are really excited once the plants start growing or starts to get a little bit taller, because then you can go back and say, see what you did. You can do this.
And it's such a representation of the process of recovery, because we plant that seed, but it doesn't sprout overnight.
No.
Right? It takes time. It takes love. It takes other people investing in it. Right. And then, day by day, you begin to see the results of it.
Yeah, that is so cool. Speaking of the garden, like I say, as I was telling you the other day, we're getting down to the final stages of it, where we're going to, like I say, put some cardboard down, put some straw down, put some chicken wire on the bottom. Then we'll have the soil delivered, and I'm pretty excited to watch them get filled and you guys get started.
Yeah, it's always been a dream of mine here in Boyle County to be able to do something like that, and we partnered with the jail on the garden for a few years. But I can't thank you and Brent Blevins from the health department enough for even just considering the Shepherd's House as a space for this community garden that we can serve our clients with, but we can also help other people in the community with.
Yeah, well, we got about a half, we'll say about 30 seconds. Any last words?
No, it's just that we, the Shepherd's House, me particularly, are super appreciative of all the love that Boyle and Mercer County have shown us over the last 7 years, and we look forward to the next 7 years and continuing to work in these gardens as a community to serve everybody.
All right, well, we appreciate you coming in today.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, our time is about up, but just remember, when you get in a garden, like I said, it's something that is just between you, the soil, and the sky. That you can take 30 minutes, to really, come back and get in touch with yourself. And for me, it's a therapy. I get up every morning to, whether I want to go play in the dirt or not, I get up and I do it anyway because that's the best thing for me. So everybody's got to find their own little niche when it comes to clearing their mind, because there's a lot of things out there that could get us in trouble. But like I said, but once you really think about your needs, your family's needs, and keeping everyone safe, it is a worthwhile project to get out there and try to make it happen. Well, my time's up. I will get back with you folks next week.